Hello. So just to make sure, on everybody, we are a D&D podcast. Our judge.
Yeah, I already jumped in. What?
Hello. Hi. Great. I'm Bryan, Creevy. Just going to serve this to one of these co-founders and we're introing in the beginning. Well, is that what beginnings are for? Introduction.
Something we get happening there. Like, oh yeah, no,
That's who he is. Continue.
oh my god, I'm dying. Oh, we fucking get these. I like going strip, they'll fucking spit. My body's just ain't that fun. We're designed like we can solve all. We can still fucking know we can breathe. I didn't set this in. 2015. Hey, that makes more sense. Okay.
That's how we introduce. This is for.
I think the mic sucks. You want to turn them back and turn them. Not too quiet, or you gonna do things that too quiet. I'm terrible at game.
This is our 6th episode of DisasterCast, and it's the year. So I don't know.
It's November. We're gonna convert December exists. It goes fast.
Yeah.
And
so I figured it'd be a good, interesting time to also both in the real world and our.
Yep. Though it has only been less than a month of doing it as we the 2-year mark of Disaster. We include planning the week. The 1.5 to 2-year mark, but planning the 1.5. A 1.5 of planning, we've gone 3 weeks. Less than 3 weeks. That's the math. Less than 3 weeks.
It's been like 2.5 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been 2.5 to 3 weeks.
Yep. But then you add the Humblewood time in there too, and you get a month to.
What, in Humblewood time?
Yeah.
Oh, we talked about like total time planning for worlds?
Yeah.
Okay. Then our
total time has so far if you put everything together.
Much more sense that we didn't think about like the road campaign, and as what was it? What's supposed to be a 3-day campaign? We were in day 2, episode 12. Correct.
Yep, episode 12 will be airing tomorrow. The second half of your undercover.
My mic is cutting in and out. Maybe the car test was maybe freaking me out. Nor suppression. Let's see if that's better. Also, I have a heater on. We're going to turn that off. That might be causing injuries.
Possible.
Yeah, that's it. Bryan, entertain the people.
Oh, I swear to God, if you hit the camera with that chair, be careful, you clumsy fuck.
I know where my share button is. Is that better? I turned off. I think I was making lots of noise. I was hearing nothing.
He said he thinks so.
See. Turn your voice suppression low. Is this side? You could turn on first voice. Mark will tell us in the make sure to move these closer so off screen. That looks for one. There we go. Now we can see them. Much better. Cool. And this is I take voices on, and I may or may not have had a heater on next to the microphone. That's very loud. So I'm sure it's doing its damnedest to try and get that. And I'll take you guys too.
And it's also like 55 degrees. Warm nights.
It was with the temperature around 20 degrees. It was 70. It was like almost. It was almost like 74 today. That was the peak because I was being Bryan was like on a roof. And then it dropped 54. Like.
It's really calm, just make sure there's no lungs here. I'm just dropped 60 degrees and sitting on mountains.
It's like because in the morning it snows because it got cold and rainy last night. Now it's snowing. So now it's ice and frost in your car. By midday, you have to keep your sweating off because now it's 60 degrees out. You're like, I'm a little warm. And then you're like, I'm going into shorts at 3 o'clock when it's 80. And the temperature is 40 degrees.
It's 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock drops right back down. But it's like, it's not like the storm at this point. So it's
Right? Yeah. It's like, what do you say that? It's too warm to wear a sweatshirt at this point because now it's just wet. That's what we live with every day. But this is kind of where I end up with like 6 sweatshirts in my car because every day I put the sweatshirt on, I leave the house. Like, it's too warm to wear a sweatshirt. I'm flipping the seat. Then you forget to pick it out of the car, and then you do the second.
I love fall. Don't get me wrong, fall weather is amazing. But once it gets to this point of the year, right after daylight savings time, I just really wish we went straight into winter. Dressed to be surviving in the cold the entire time. I don't need to just suddenly become fucking summer weather by midday and then back. It stays a nice between.
Mark, I can't wear the hoodie if it's 70 degrees in the middle of the day.
15 and 40 throughout the whole day. Yeah, it's just
Then Brian, he just missed.
On stream. So, election day. So I went to go vote before work. So polls opened up in Connecticut at 6 o'clock in the morning. I had to be to work by 7 o'clock. So I got to the polling station at 5:45. Stood in line, talked to this nice Christian woman for a while, telling me about God and how I should find him. I don't know if that was interesting. But I super creepy. And I was awake at this point, but also like I'm always sort of like I'm driving on the highway. It's a 65-mile-per-hour road. I was going 70. Ooh. And there was 2 trucks in front of me. The second truck near me had steep ladders in the bed of the truck. Then I just see something flying into the air. I'm like, what's that? I see the truck in front of me swerve to the left, and then my time freezes for a second. I'm like, that is a large steep ladder. Bouncing in the direction of my car right now. I have about 1.5 seconds to react before this hits my car. I just managed to swerve out of the way. Thank God nobody was in the lane next to me, and then I just see it clattered in the space between the highway and the exit they were passing by. Yeah, I almost got hit by a large step ladder today.
The thing you saw flying in the air was played mentally.
Yep, I saw it bounce, and then oh my god, that was actually it's crazy how when you have these moments you actually can like kind of slow down your mind for a second. Like,
It's like the brain it does everything else.
so it reminds me a lot of the Doctor Who episode. Oh yes, it's the first one where he gets flung out. He jumps, and then he literally has to freeze his time and go to his mind palace from the Sherlock series, and to figure out the math of how or why he can even survive the fall.
But yeah, Mark has had Tyler go past the Tyler DB and just roll past it. As it is slowing down, he's like,
Other weird things I've seen with cars. I didn't personally see it, but one of my friends just sent me a video of somebody who had like a 1990s Honda Civic, and they took large 2017 Dodge Ram mirrors and
yeah, that was a Dodge. I think also that was a Dodge. I think it's the same mounting pattern as the Dodge Heavy. I bet they do, because Dodge is lazy. Dodge mirrors from the dream trucks too.
Really?
Yeah. Same marketing space. I don't know if they took it from GM or not, or just someone went, no, this is easier, we should all use this one standard temporarily, because we stop using almost instantaneous. But GM and you can put Dodge mirrors on them. Generation truck at least. We don't know the generations after, but they my generation truck fine.
You would think with my job I would know more things about cars.
What's this? Form because somebody did it and we're like, Dodge mirrors? They look good. They look like they're supposed to be. It's impressive.
If he's not watching the podcast, but my technician technically follows our stream, so very little chance he's actually watching this. But he just explains. He pulls me into the shop sometimes to explain things to me and what he's fixing. And I'm just like,
You retain none of it.
maybe a little. If it's not, I'm just like, I just understand cars. I that's one thing I will always like.
You keep on trying.
My dad fucking loves cars. He wanted me to get into cars so bad. And I grew up in an era when video games was becoming big, so I'm just like, no, you fucking catch all 354. I mean, Generation 3. 350s. That was my goal. And he's just like, no, learn how to fucking do it. I'm like,
Yeah, you didn't learn
now,
it.
now that I'm actually working in the
Industry.
car industry as a service writer, it's a fun job. It's brutal, but I really should pick up more from that job than I actually do. It's not easily retaining knowledge in school is long doing this now.
We all
I'm mid-20s.
25, Brian.
Yep.
Reunion's in 3 years.
We're 3 years from a 10-year reunion. People from high school.
Crazy to think about.
It's
Those review.
God. Okay, so here's the
I thought this was 3 years ago.
March.
Years like Mark.
Fucking year. There was a
People were saying dates to me. I don't fathom they exist.
like what?
Like, I just feel like because of like time both flowed so much and gone so fast at the same time. I have no concept is November sometimes. Because what I'm talking about next week, November 11th, and it's like
The structure of this entire year is just things. Like there's normally set small things that happen.
holidays.
Yeah.
It's like it's gonna so much that I usually use my birthday.
Yeah, we also.
I was trying to rewind, go down, put the COVID, so I saw no use my birthday.
So you didn't have a good birthday celebration this year. We also usually have
That's like your birthday
party. Past 4 years since we were.
And that's a good reset point too. That's my next reset.
So we usually have something around New Year's at that point too. It looks like we probably won't be able to have that either.
Only those people who
Kind of moving back to another phase, right? So
in phase 2. In phase 2, we were willing to have a whole couple of people. The answer is we didn't have what we would normally have, which is well over 20 people.
those days.
Me, you, Casey, Ark, and Donald is not going to change the world that much. And if we could get Angel to I want to be like that. Like, that's one of those things where, there's a couple of us who we all know we're not sick because if we haven't gotten it yet, then we're fine. We're just fucking. It's a miracle. Because we're all working full time in public structure. We wouldn't have to wear masks.
The only sickness that has ever gotten near me was like in the months of like November and December last year. Everybody at work was getting sick. At that point, I didn't. I was just like, y'all stay the fuck away from me.
I had the cold. I had a cold in the big hand this week.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a cold. I can tell it was a cold because it was my nose. All my shit You know those like times where the reason your throat is sore because all the stuff that was in your nose because you're stuffed up made it down in your throat. You're sleeping. So you wake up and you're like for until yesterday or the day before. And now I feel but that's still a little sore because obviously from sick. But it was a cold. Because COVID doesn't have any of those symptoms. The only symptom I have is a cough. It's those choking on cramp. Right.
I got sick at one point during the year, but I did end up getting tested, and it was negative. It was just a cold. But that, oh my god.
I'm sure I got tested for safety, but it went away in 2 days, so and I knew it wasn't. It had no other symptom. Remember, cough. I'm like, my cough again. This is not nice.
Sick was a scary thing.
It was.
It's actually really frightening, but at the same time, I was just like, no, no, I was like, everybody's so away from it. I can be by myself. Everybody else,
It's you.
and just whatever, nobody there.
Dude, I understand.
Day or two. And then the results. So it wasn't that early into the pandemic. So said, oh, you'll get your results in 2 to 4 days, and I got it the next day. So not on testing facilities. They have been very efficient in kind of at least the one I went to.
Yeah, they tend to be. But it depends what the more efficient tests, so-called group testing, where you assume a large amount of people who are being tested are negative.
Creevy so far going to work.
I don't know. I believe Mark is using some kind of code, and I don't.
I need cargo. Come now, bud.
Well,
Mark, on the next episode of Customer States. This series that I've got into. If people haven't seen that on YouTube, TikTok, whatever streaming site or video site you watch, check out Customer States series because it is hilarious to watch technicians and mechanics all across the country just be like, this is what people are saying is wrong with their car. No fucking shit. It's water coming out of exhaust. Just an exhaust just pouring water up back. Like, that's not supposed to be.
I mean, this is broken in new ways.
The rotor's making a sound. The rotor just looks like a fucking pan. It's just like torn up and splits off.
How bad people let their cars get sometimes. I'm no perfect man for maintenance. Thomas needed to do this for like 2 years. And they've been fucking the mouse. Like,
to the point of being broke. It has to be.
yeah, which is not why I built the new truck. The new truck, I'm like, everything that's done early, on time. I'm already exhausted in the truck. Because I'm like, oh no, I might not pass emissions. And in reality, I'm blind for 2 reasons. One, I'm inherently lazy and didn't feel like turning up the exhaust on the prick unless I was cutting it the fuck off. Because I know there's a leak somewhere in it. Just X. And I'm like, I'm not wanting more crap to this exhaust. And then cut it off. And 2, it will be easier to. 2, I learned the muffler in the truck. And I learned that the sake neck, even on vehicles that didn't have catalytic converters from the factory, you still need to put a catalytic converter on it, which is. Don't get me started. It's because they changed the rules for diesel trucks at one point that make the rules that make very little sense.
Mark, yes, Customer States. Oh, if you and I worked at the same dealership, Mark, please apply to the place that I work, because if you were my technician, oh my god, that would be hilarious every single goddamn day.
You gotta say something.
We worked, you and me being your advisor, that would be hilarious.
Because you're like, Brian, shit.
Friend, the entire day.
Later one day. Story on shot.
Mark, we got a real weird one coming in, buddy.
Throw them out to the hole. Like, in the way.
I'm gonna be on this for a few days, bud.
Is Carl sorry? I'm hiring for temps.
So there is a position that needs to be filled. Don't know if it's gonna be internally filled or externally filled, but applications are being taken, which I can be putting down for reference to get money that you get. Because
You're getting tired of words. Oh, you know it's fun. I don't far too many fucking pictures during the course of the day. One picture with this.
holy shit, man! What the?
Good break, anyway. That's my favorite thing to see is it Carswell used to do it? They used to make like little meme compilations of cars breaking and stuff, and I think they stopped doing them. And they were the funniest shit ever. Like, it's so broken, it's such a... It's fine, it's hard. And technically, Brian says they're kind of higher attention. And I know this Carswell, I figured it out in my own brain.
Sup?
Oh, what we actually talking about? We don't have train.
So we spoke about the year of Nat Disaster and how it's only been like 3 weeks and all that stuff.
Okay, yeah.
So
we were talking about the parties and stuff, and we got distracted.
yeah, take it even further back.
Okay, we're going that further back. Let's go.
Remember this last year where we had like our first episode of Disaster. We had a second episode, and then there was like a 2 or 3 week period in July. We just couldn't play.
Yeah.
That was the
We thought we.
It's like we started it. We had the ball rolling. No, we couldn't line anything up. It was back when we were doing things on Thursday.
Yeah, well, it's just Thursday was the worst choice we had made.
Yeah.
Because for some reason we don't listen that Thursday worked for us. We didn't check if there were more days.
Man, we couldn't Callum separated, but we needed to catch him up in his own separate session. So I was like, alright, I'll do Sunday. Callum and I can do Sunday. And then fucking everybody was available and came over to hang out anyway. Wait. All free on Sunday?
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, free. And then you're like,
It's just like, yeah, we're and then Brian's like, come over. That was free. It's just like, this is the one.
We are the worst at doing. It's amazing. Anything ever happens to this group.
Yeah, Disaster. I was asking everybody, give me your top 2 free days of the week. I need to try to.
How did we have Wednesday and Thursday? No one's on the second day.
Wanted to do it on Sundays.
Because there are days off.
It's the day but then we realized we're all free and we didn't do anything on that day anyway.
Or is it out? We try to like sleep on Sunday at 2 in the morning, hang out with everyone, and not do anything that's not disaster based. And that you will ever see probably. Maybe I have no clue. We start filming kids.
Drunk at 10 a.m. Yes.
We have done that. Party weekends we do. Funny if we try on a party weekend to still do it as Easter. And
Party we stayed over to.
you're not to do like swimmers in the now. People like beer pong.
This is the location we just have like body cams following.
So we might with the Wi-Fi having. The Wi-Fi would be super happy with us.
Or we can just spend this amount of money to get us a better Wi-Fi for like for a weekend.
Well, we're gonna set this thing up. It's gonna be funny. Just keep the crowd to be more dirty.
Turn the camera around.
You just keep the camera around.
Oh, just fucking have the camera for instance in the background.
You're still sitting there talking to that. I'm not fixing the camera. No worse way to speak.
That's the type of content that we can provide. Hopefully somebody likes.
But yeah, these kind of things might happen. We'll see what next year brings for me. And Sam, I did.
And we'll do start getting more followings, and that's why
He,
lagged.
that was a little loud when he said so. I don't know if he's still not confirmed because on my end, everything's fine. So, Mark, it's your internet. My internet's.
Hopefully, I'm actually hoping to do this soon, as we are at 34 followers for Nat Disaster right now. We do want to get to 50. We have met all of the requirements for that next milestone.
Except for that.
Which is that isn't permanent, right?
No, it is. I can maybe even guess.
He knows all the technical terms. I'm the promoter.
I think 35 is. I need to do this. You start talking, I know.
Buddy, it helps. Your friend who's a Twitch. Even if you're not going to watch the content, it doesn't do much to affect your life. Maybe you'll see a recommended video every once in a while. But it does.
No, I'm dying.
You are making shot. Because
affiliate first, sorry.
Everybody does want to. So it is affiliate?
It's affiliate and then partner. So affiliate's the first one. It means that you are a recommended Twitch account. That'll get better in the analytics and stuff. It'll cause people to watch, which then can push us to our other stuff. That's more important to potential monetization, which would be cool. We need it. Like, we think somebody that we all work full-time jobs. But the life dream always is to do something like this full-time. Like, not just this. If we podcasted every day, we would kill ourselves. And get. I'm not sure which would happen first. We might get bored and sit there like, Brian, want to play a sword? And you'd like, start firing, and then the ones that die, like, uh-oh. You can see police walking a half hour later in case he found us, and police keep it alive.
One day, would very much like to see a one-shot read by this rambling piece.
I'm working with someone else, so she'll be helping with story.
I would love to see you DM one day for a one-shot.
Idea, me and her. I said my idea. Her talked after you left. Okay. And we have some more plans. We will very much base it off its original story, so we'll probably change some names for copyright.
Unless those spots.
We both know that we're slow about this.
But
we also have to play test it multiple times. It's time that we realize we're in the play test rules. So us as a group will have played the game like 6 times in 40.
Yeah.
You're going to need to play this multiple times before we see it on the screen, just because we'll have to figure out game components to make them work, because there's a fail state in this game, stuff like that, so we don't end up with, 13 episodes of a one-shot. Because that's what, bro, is that, it's Frank who says, I'm going to do a one-shot, and then we're like, if it's a story one-shot, we need to choose, it's not going to be one.
That brings me on one tangent to my friend Max that I've brought up several times. Hung out with him this weekend, and he gave me a brief 45-minute session in a campaign setting, 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons that he remembered very well. It is very different than the game we live in right now. That game just wants to fucking murder you and take all of your happiness.
Oh yeah, I think these games are fun. These games for people with
Second edition. It's 2nd edition for the people who don't know anything about it. Has some traps where if you just walk, you can roll the same, just about damage. Just like, okay, you step there, the ceiling collapses, you're dead. That is 2nd edition. He basically explained to me the only way you survive in 2nd edition is if you basically buy cannon fodder. Just buy people going ahead of you and get murdered so they trigger the traps or you know how to avoid them in the future.
Beer, Brian, your beer. Brian, no one's not watching the stream. Your beer is very frozen. I'm gonna go put that in the fridge.
One day, you'll have that.
You guys,
He'll take it out for a session and just like over the session, he's just slowly sips as it's
I didn't in the freezer. It's gonna eventually break. Guys, what do I want for a vodka and my Sprite?
I'll me a pops.
Well, we're running out of good flavor, so guess what, Brian? Some pops.
I'll finish doing them tonight.
I think you're sick of eating that many pops.
I don't fucking accept them.
No, you puked. You're cleaning it up, all of it.
Alright, Twitch stream. Keep a tally of how many pops I have over the night.
The grind one.
Somebody, Mark, take that responsibility of one of our other 3 amazing viewers.
We have 3, we have 5.
Computer in the other room.
I don't think this is turned on this side.
It was on.
The cheese off. Wow. So you can hear me what I says.
That's cold.
Like, look. Oh, yes, scream, duh, I'm stupid. I thought I was looking at my business. I'm confused. It's being nice. Well, so. Honestly, I can't tell you what it might be.
But
It's not. I can't tell you what it might be. Kind of gives you the answer.
well, you didn't change the timer on this computer.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that.
I know this is 12:09. I'm looking at my phone and I said, no, it's not. It's 11:09. I've not been streaming for an hour and a half.
It's because it's most automatic date, and I guess the computer's just like, nah, fuck you. It's okay, I was just going to turn it on earlier this week because I realized we hadn't streamed from in a while, and I knew I had updates. And we had like 6 updates as to do.
Well, apparently, keeping up with deadlines is something he did not do.
No, it just tastes like watermelons.
Watermelon channel. Fucking TikTok. Goddamn Ethan and Ethan. TikTok.
I'm gonna go OBS because this is not right here. But we can just pause and someone else won't say anymore. There we go. Now I have to think about it. It's making me feel stupid.
Smartest people I've ever met.
Yeah, but I'm really stoned. What did I say for all these yellow ones? Because they're banana or lime. Can you give me the scissors there if I grow?
Sure.
So, what were we talking about?
The campaign overall.
Yeah, it has not been as very long in form, which is really sad because I want to get to play like both my characters much further on.
Mm.
I don't know if you ever mentioned it in one of these lower podcasts. But my perfect little dream before. I don't know if I mentioned I want Rainn in the main campaign or not.
Mm-hmm.
Have I? I don't know. Have we done it on the podcast? Fuck. Not. I think it's not for an episode. I think it should be so interesting to against the current group we have.
What, against an enemy?
Well, for both combat should be fun. It should be fun to play combat. No, I meant like the role playing. Because I like playing. He's a fun character to role play. Just who he is, he's a unique person. It's fun. And also to put a little bit of her into my existence, a little bit of me into character design and stuff. So, I guess this science. Science is clearly open on this computer that's making it unhappy. I don't know what it is. There's not much.
How quickly it moves.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Okay, music a little bit of myself into the character, like almost like when I play D&D does.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun to play that little bit because she's not like more maniacal things my brain says on the inside to people or like towards the things and actions, and I'm like the crazy part of my brain is like stupid. but she gets to look at it in real life because she's during a fantasy world. So, like, his hands off, frowned upon, but if you don't get caught, it's not illegal. Because there's no DNA or anything that linked you to a criminal. So they were just yours. They never saw you. If you could, in the world, they're like, you never go to the stallion guard and say, hey, where were you when this happened?
Team to cut off of the enemy team in the fight. That next level, like, while you're neutral at times, little shift from what big
Because there's two reasons with Rainn. One, she grew up Creevy. So she has learned a lot of the family. And has lots of impressions of bad shit. Right. He stole to survive. She's probably stabbed a pig to fucking eat before. Well, it was no choice. It was either die. Those kind of things make her a weird survival instinct. And I don't know this. I'm a privileged fucking white kid. But from what I've learned over years of whatever, from learning other stories and stuff like that, whether from written fictional works, real life works, and written nonfiction. Because that's why Rainn's extreme, because people aren't that extreme in real life. They're not that crazy. So Rainn has the fictitious bit of like saying, cut off their hands. Like, punch them in the face a couple times and just work out. And like, that's what's interesting with her. What's what my point was, I just what was that's not why I want to play her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's because I put her into myself. I completely lost this train of thought. Shit, that's bad.
That thing was coming into the station.
And
so out of all the new people that Rainn has met in this campaign, who do you think, who is she interested in? Not like that, but just interested in like who they are, like getting to have them to be a more closer out.
Autumn, definitely. The Queen, but that's the reason that swings. Just want at least some of the bigger focus is getting to know more criminal important people.
Mm-hmm.
So like learning that the Liberator is interested in Nelson. That's why she likes the sense of friend. That's why she's in John him that you got his eye.
Mm-hmm.
But her.
And then also in the Myers Athenium episode, where the soldier did end up saying, like royals have some skill. You're wrong too. You figured that out with Delson too. So
Yeah.
You think that it's an interesting.
Well, yeah, it's really interesting. I knew he was wealthy, but I'm like, wait, you're like a nobility kid. Which makes me even more interested for reasons.
I think it is mid to late 20s.
So not much older. That's interesting. Look at that story,
Rainn gonna pull Serenity.
You want to sleep? Right,
Oh, I thought your mind was going to the dirty things.
Rainn, that's your base. Sexual feelings. She also has learned to not sleep with people she's working with. Experience leads you to that. Five. Sleep with her.
It ends up having problems in the long run.
So yeah, you notice we just have no romantic interest with anyone, even when Shrek and Children Diaries came like really flirt. No, she didn't find her attractive. She was a handsome time. Or oh, or it, if you ask Brian or her. But that's their choice. That's Brian's choice to name his character and how they use their pronouns.
It's whatever they decide to describe themselves.
Either way, Serenity was a playing male and was hitting on Rainn. And Rainn's like, no, he's like, you know what they do. And she's like, yeah, I'm not stupid.
Ethan, nice avatar shirt.
Yee yee.
Audio seems muffled, breaking up a bit for me. It could be my phone, but I don't know.
It could be me fucking uploading my fucking drink. I'm gonna turn off some of the buzzes. I'm gonna turn off RTX voice. Cause I wonder if it's freaking out today.
Do you think it's just the program itself?
There's totally an update for the software, and I just...
Oh yeah, didn't it say that before?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, we'll deal with that after.
Yeah, so my guess is just the update is something that would help fix the problem. I realized the update existed 3 minutes before we went live, so wasn't happening.
So hopefully tomorrow's session will be better.
Well, it'll be on my other computer, which is up to date.
Which, speaking of last week's session,
You still have some more questions about one character.
what are some of your thoughts on things that happened in yesterday's session? Like some of the things you guys fought, some of the things you guys, last week's session.
I already just what you meant, Brian. I'm not more, right?
Some of the things you fought, some of the things you found,
Well,
some of the things that happened.
Well, it wasn't as exciting for Rainn because she really just got whatever kills she needed to get pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for her, it's been kind of whatever. Me as a player, being like, oh man, we're gonna get fucked up, so he's gonna die.
Dude, that was a frilled shark.
Yep.
Those things. I was watching a video on them. Frilled sharks have like about 20 rows of teeth that are pointed backwards into their mouth. So when they bite you, in order to get out, you have to go further into their mouth where they want you to go. Those things are terrifying.
Yep.
And they're one of the oldest sharks that's actually out there that like really hasn't themselves into the centuries.
I'm back in existence. Yeah, let me go back to our...
That was what that first thing that you guys fought was.
Yeah.
And then, so, do you even remember what you found?
She found gloves that had crystals on them. I assume they do either some kind of ice damage when they're used like this, or something like that. I've not figured it out, obviously. I just grabbed them off the body. So I actually care way more about the shield. not that isn't probably a magical item, which is cool, but like, I'm curious about what the shield looks like, because it was like an ancient Zestalian royal guard shield. Rainn's gonna be like, cool. And she's gonna get fixed.
She's gonna become a historian. Just need to go find all the old Zestalian artifacts.
Well, also she thinks it'll be a cool shield to have. And also that means that my rogue will have a shield, which she can use because she's a rogue fighter, and make her AC an 18, which is by far the highest in the party.
One thing. Wait, what levels are you? You're 5 and 1?
Yep.
Okay, damn. So I was gonna say, if you were having a level up where you got a feat,
yeah.
I know one feat that you should get that my rogue ended up having. Ethan says sounds better already.
Okay, I just think RTX voice was freaking out. I'm sorry for anyone who had to hear that. I wonder if we'll drop less frames too. Maybe it was just freaking out and using way more power than it should have been. Happening sometimes. Yeah, we're dropping less frames. I'm guessing that this is a software glitch with it.
So
I know, that's what sucks is because of the way Rainn's being built, I'm not gonna get a character score increase or a feat in a while.
Rogues get them more often, so they get, I think, at 8 10, 12, 14, and then 19, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. So if you do more rogue classes, you're going to get more. But yeah, you either need to get 3 more rogue levels or 3 more fighter levels.
Mm-hmm. I know. 3 more fighters. Probably sooner. Because just at the current time, we're being she's done a lot more combat than she normally does.
So the feat I was talking about, it's called Defensive Duelist.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, I had a rogue warlock. That was the second character that I've ever played. It was a kobold named Mikri, and he had a rapier and a dagger that both had the souls of demons trapped in them that constantly talked to him in the back of his head.
He had problems.
He was a fun character to play. And he got this feat, Defensive Duelist. When you are wielding a finesse weapon, with which you are proficient, and another creature hits you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction to add your proficiency bonus to your AC for that attack, potentially causing the attack to miss you. So if somebody attacks you, and the level you're at right now is a 3 proficiency,
yep.
So you could just add a 3 to your AC if you had it at 18, effectively making your AC a 21 for that attack.
Rain's a broken comedian. We may or may not be.
And if you get Defensive Duelist, that stacks the higher level you get. So if you ever get to a point where Rain's proficiency bonus is a 6,
yeah,
you can make your AC a 24.
I love playing him as a character.
Mm-hmm.
So I like her roleplay the most. Besides her, like obviously the stats for combat, they're really good too. She's
Mm-hmm.
great in combat, especially if it's ranged combat. She's deadly.
So tell the people, what type of fighter class are you thinking?
It's that strategic one. I'm forgetting the name of it, and I don't have a book up in front of me right now. It's I'm trying to remember.
I want to see if you remember.
I don't know. I know it's a strategy based one where you give orders and commands and stuff like that. You use like fighter. Well, they're not called fighter points. There's some kind of point.
It's called the Battle Master.
Battle Master, yeah. So she would be a battle master fighter, and a rogue archetype is oh come on brain. Fuck. I hate myself.
Features and traits.
I know. Mastermind, yeah, Mastermind, Battle Master, and there's a
Mastermind Battle Master. Now that sounds like a fucking destructive force to be reckoned with right there.
And that's not even like all of her leveling stuff, even though she will never get an archetype for that other thing that she might take a level in.
I'll give you one hit. Ah!
It would make her a more broken character, by the way.
Yeah.
Because the not needing armor would
unarmored
break.
Defense and Constitution. So your base AC would be a 15.
Yep, and then she wears her
16, shield, 18.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, she would not have to worry about armor anymore. That she has to keep on having sewn into equipment, which would be funny because it would make the jacket she just bought was useless.
And that could change how you ever honestly, depending on how many levels of fighter and barbarian you get into. Wow, this podcast is actually being a D&D podcast.
Well, because we decided to talk about Rainn, who we're building into. I want to build into a very interesting character.
But depending on how many levels of fighter and barbarian,
2 barbarian, 5 fighter. That's what I decided.
That is what your plan is.
That is my current plan with her current character.
All I'm saying is how many levels you get into either of those and how your playstyle changes up. You already have an 18 dex and 18 intelligence. If you want to do more fighter, like heavier weapons and barbarian heavier weapons and harder to hit, your strength and your con will be the ones that you start powering up more. Con will give you more health overall too, because Conlan thought he had pretty good HP for the level 6 character he was when he first rolled Rainn, and then everybody else in the party rolled their characters, and he's like, oh, fuck.
But to be honest, it's actually not that bad compared, especially when we compare to how I rolled Greg.
Oh my god. Well, okay.
That's because I had the world's worst rolls in history. Like, literally near impossible kind of rolls. Like, it's that kind
I was always like, roll the dice, Conlan. You can't be rolling, you get double ones. but like you roll 2 of your hit die, so it's 2 chances to get something higher than your average, which is 5. He's like, you're right. I'll bet those odds. He rolled 2 2s, so he has
every time.
So he has no con, and he just cut 2 HP added in. It got to the point where you did that for the first 2. So for level 3 and for level 4, you were just like, I'm taking the median.
I didn't take the median
I
for
thought you did. Cause you got
the last one I
Because
did.
you got to like, what, 24 or 27 hit points was your total?
21.
I thought you had 24.
No. Because the level 1, 2, and 3 I rolled, because you convinced me on level 3.
Jesus Christ.
You've done the world's most terrible job of cutting something. On level 3.
Okay, sometimes you say you're inept at things. Sometimes I am too.
Yeah, the scissors and prove that they do work with scissors.
I told you, sometimes I'm inept at
You
things.
just need to go in more, man. I need to wipe these the fuck off.
Also, these are righty scissors. I am a lefty. I am a lefty in a righty's world.
It's a you problem.
It is. I chose this growing up. I don't know why. I was like, I'm better at this.
What are we talking about?
Rainn.
Yes, I know that. No, but we should have one little thing right after that, because we can go back into that in a second.
Well, I was asking about the strength and the con.
Oh, we were talking about Greg and his...
And then you said Greg and how terrible his hit die were.
I think he's max. He might have hit 20. He might have hit 24, but I think it's because his con went up when we did our level up. Not because my rolls.
All I remember... Oh yeah, you did increase the con with that level. But all I remember is that you got hit once in the final fight, and it got you down to 1 hit point. And you survived through the whole fight at that 1 hit point. You're like, that fucking hurt. In the entire fight, you didn't get hit again.
Well, it's also because fucking Brian is like, I'm gonna go run at them! And, well, yeah.
Brian ran at them. And then he got knocked unconscious 3 times in that fight.
We woke him up. He rolled good.
Woke him up. He got healed. He rolled a natural 20. And every single time he's just, well, you're still in the middle of combat, so somebody...
Only one time did he actually get the hit because they rolled lower than him.
Yeah, the needle blight. I was actually just rewatching this episode. One of the needle blights had advantage to hit him because he was prone, and rolled 2. It was like a 2 and then like a 6. So we got an 8 to hit or something like that. And I'm like, you useless piece of needles. And he smashed that thing, and then the vine blight just came, knocked it out. But it did effectively have a purpose. It kept the attacks off of Greg.
It did. Every time he got hit, they stopped paying attention to Greg who was shooting at them. Like, ooh, this is easier.
You saw Briar wake up like, and you're like, yes, okay.
I can work with this.
They'll knock him down, but I can get a few hits off first.
That's pretty much what happens every time. Oh man, I can see the reason why. So I'm stuck with the Conlan and Bryan. I have 3 choices. One of them is not a real choice, but it depends on what happens in the narrative. Because if the narrative changes, that will be solid like barbarian. Because she's already had her like half barbarian moment in her past, which we haven't discussed in game, so you guys don't get to hear about it. But
we have our secrets.
I have to keep that a secret because it'll be fun.
Cue Mark, if you're still watching, cue the Frodo Baggins meme of, okay, keep your secrets.
Yeah, but so that was her, half barbarian moment. So in theory, so I can get to the cause of do something similar narratively.
If Andy died?
Oh yeah, if Andy got really hurt and like almost died, something like that, we got him back. Yeah, something like that. That would make her lose her shit. So that would be narrative reason. I think if there's no good narrative push for it, even though I would like her to get level 1 barbarian so I could have unarmed defense, because it would make my life so much easier in this stupid mansion we're going to.
So you have to try to sneak your armor in.
Yeah, well I do have my armor. It's getting sewn into my leather jacket, but it's going to look weird. I'm walking around with a leather jacket on. It's a nice leather jacket, but still, it's like, it's not cold in here.
You're at a party, and guards here for a reason, ma'am.
You can't see the armor. It's a leather jacket that has armor in it. Because you already said it's going to be a lower AC than normal.
Okay.
That's what you said in session.
Fine, well, okay. Then,
I should have told you that, but...
Take your coat off at the door.
And that would... You understand why...
That's perfectly... Fuck, I can't get past the coat check.
Imagine being a world-class rogue who's going to steal from one of the most powerful men in the entire world. And you're just like, I can't get past the fucking coat, man! Yeah.
There's gonna be a coat man.
I know,
you're gonna have to find a way to get
part of
past
the
it.
outfit. It's okay,
So there's no jackets allowed inside.
Ray just looks at him like that too. What? What do you know about the stallion fashion?
I am the butler for the die.
Who gives a shit? And he's like, "Ugh!" And then that's when the one time she talks down to the help, and she's like, I have to get out of this situation being a bitch.
Talking more about the gala though, I cannot wait for the effects of those potions.
I can't wait to react as Rainn to them all losing their shit when bad and good things happen. She's like, I need an entire new team.
There are
and I have no time!
There are 2 people who rolled to get a benefit, and 2 who rolled to get a detriment.
I'm going to guess Andy who rolled at advantage. Was Andy who rolled at advantage?
Andy rolled.
You will probably have a positive one, I hope, or else you're the biggest dick to ever. The guy who rolls at advantage sucks.
What are your guesses for positive and negative? So Andy's one of the positives.
Fucking my luck, Serenity's gonna get one of the fucking positives, and she's gonna do something stupid with it. And I think Dawson got a negative.
Serenity didn't drink.
Oh,
remember, it was Paul.
Oh, it's gonna be Paul's gonna get a positive. He's gonna fucking light one on fucking. Which one did he take?
So Andy had fire. When Whisper had air. Delson had earth. And
oh, and the water one. He's become a water bender. He's like, guys, doing fucking magic, and we're like, ah!
Paul is the useful one. What?
You can do that? Please don't do that in front of people. We will go to jail.
Which this is gonna be interesting. If you guys have watched the last episode of Nat Disaster,
we'll go watch it, man.
The contamination, a dagger that was
oh yeah, we found
in the first
that
campaign. Another one of them was found, and when Whisper decided to give it to Paul.
So Paul's now contaminated.
Not yet.
Not yet, but
it takes an hour of holding on to the item.
I know. Well, it's super interesting.
Means it's gonna tie Kyron with Paul.
It is. It does mean Paul will end up in the main campaign at least one point, and we're all going to be like, oh no.
Paul is the link between your campaigns.
I don't think Paul will be the only link between our campaigns.
You guys will be sad if that was the case.
Yeah, there's gonna be so many easy ways that both parties can meet each other because of especially now that they both have gotten involved with the Queen and both got involved with the liberation movement. Well, not actually. Sorry, Misfit Warriors haven't yet. We all know they're gonna do something that they're gonna go. Ah.
It's also, I have all these plans for where the campaign's headed. It also hinges on the ambitions of my friend Matt as well, though. Matt has lofty goals in my world, all with drastic consequences, and it all hinge on his roles and how good they end up being. But he has very campaign change. I asked him. He said if something ever comes up for a moment like that, he's no problem being in one of the sessions.
Oh man. One of these podcasts.
If you ever want to sometime.
Because we can talk about non-canon crap for fun and just bullshit. Because the 3 of us could bullshit about a campaign and things that will never probably happen for a while. Mm-hmm. And we would laugh our asses off.
I had fun the other day. I had to explain to him all the main gods in my world. Which a lot of them haven't always fully been explained yet. But they are all pretty unique. I'm not going to read over everything about them. I just want to say their names and what they are to the people who might care.
Okay.
So the first god that I actually wrote and created in this campaign, it was named Xylia, the goddess of light and time, in which our favorite paladin, the lovable bracket, is the supposed new champion of.
I'm like 99% sure he's the champion of.
She's the of the light domain, and she's chaotic good.
Right.
There is Ilios, the god of dark and endings. He's the domain for death, and he's chaotic evil. There's Maiar, which Maiar's Athenium is the library they just went to, so Zistalian's library is named off of this god. He's the god of knowledge and duty, knowledge domain, lawful good. The goddess Naira, which that name has come up multiple times.
Well, it's called Naira's Grove.
It's Naira's Grove. She's the goddess of nature and healing. She's neutral good, nature domain. Ty'Quorus, which is the god of life and preservation. The one who created all this shit. The life domain, he's true neutral.
Huh.
What?
We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Okay. There is Keithel, which everybody's favorite lovable drunken barbarian just became a cleric to back before we ended paused the main campaign. The goddess of storms and strength, and she is the Tempest domain, lawful evil. There's a mysterious name that you guys have heard a few times in the campaign. The name is Ilis. She has some form of influence, but her power is, for the most, kept secret. Then there is Difal, the goddess of balance and war, neutral evil, the war domain, which Matt's paladin was the formal herald of them. There is Vilamos, the god of creativity and advancement, lawful neutral. And then there is Gardanos, the god of peace and rest, neutral good.
No, the gods, those are just the main ones they use.
Those are the main ones, and I have actually slowly started creating sub-versions of them, like different versions. Like one based off of the mythology from Difal his name is Disfelthery. No reason for him to be in the campaign yet, but just part of the lore in the background. He is the god of tactics and victory, which the goddess of balance and war created. And fun fact for just being in the DisasterCast, a little nugget of knowledge, she created him to constantly show her superiority, so he is constantly wanting to try to figure out a way to outwit her. And he just never can. He's the god of tactics and victory.
And he can't win.
He can't win against her. Anybody else he's good against, he can figure it out. But he cannot figure out how to beat her.
These are two gods that would be interesting if they communicated right. Even though we... yes, disconnected. Fuck. Our stream's not resetting. Are we starting?
We have another session that gets cut in half.
I hate these. Okay, so I don't know where we started.
Are we playing?
This will take a second to go live. Okay, we're live again. Sorry,
yeah, it's
guys.
gonna be more frustrating. We have to put two separate videos together again.
I think my internet freaked out for a second. I have no clue why, but it looks like it just went and then continued on. We'll deal with it later. It's because it's got computer needs updates.
Mm-hmm. You're talking about Rainn, and you were talking about
God's life and preservation. That'd be very interesting because, as I was saying, Rainn has a very deep survival instinct. Potentially, one of the story ideas I had talked to Bryan about, I don't know if he included it, is one of the reasons Andy passed. Well, one of the reasons Andy passed may or may not be Rainn's fault, because Rainn may or may not have pissed off multiple people in her life. And one of them may or may not have died by being shoved into a trap so she did not die. Not on purpose, like maliciously, more of just like panic, I'm not dying thing, because her brain, because she's wired wrong.
Mm-hmm.
She believes in her survival more than other people's survival. It's why she's killed people. It's why she's kind of a fucked up person. That's why she goes evil occasionally. It's a defense mechanism.
What'd you do against that goblin in the tavern in the session 0 for the heist?
In session 0, which none of you saw since it was a me and Bryan only thing, I was in the tavern. I got in a drinking match first with an orc, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I almost won. I was so close.
Yeah.
You were impressed.
But also, it was an orc. There was no way you were gonna outdrink that orc.
And realistically, you're right, but how close I
For
was.
a 5 foot what woman?
He's 5 foot 240 pounds.
Mm-hmm. She was not outdrinking a fucking 8 foot tall, 400 pound orc.
That woman's liver works harder than anyone else's in Zista. Even fucking Gin Rashes.
Oh my god, if Rainn had a drinking contest with Gin Rashes.
She would lose. Gin Rash is an alcoholic. His blood is alcohol. So he should be getting poison damage every second he's alive.
Gin Rash, do you have water in any of your water skins? What's water? Oh, you mean this brown liquid I drink? Yeah, there's water in here.
Yeah, that's him. But oh yeah, I stabbed. So this goblin shot her with a crossbow. She watched
There was a bar fight.
Yeah, and so this goblin's like, "Rah!" Goblin noises. I don't know who they spoke in common or not, but were they speaking common? I don't remember.
Goblin noises.
I speak like the subtitles of this fucking film, where it's just like.
Whenever I think of Monster Race, I think of the Lord of the Rings franchise, and I can't picture a single monster in that universe just going.
I know, because they have real noises.
I believe it was shouting in common, but I don't remember. It was something.
It was heavily accented.
Yeah.
He tried to accent it. Either way.
What are those goblin accents?
Yeah. Not important. Shot her in the chest. She like stumbles across the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's plastered.
She drank enough alcohol to make an orc drunk, and as stated, she's human. Mainly. She's not like the only thing that they use on their elf heritage is like charm. That doesn't work against being drunk.
Mm-hmm.
I can argue for that. Be happy.
And then when she finally got across the bar to this goblin.
What's her heel?
So picture that about 1,000 times more graceful.
And cooler.
Only 500 times more graceful.
She was drunk.
She was drunk, but still a lot more graceful than.
Than me. I'm not that graceful. How good we get to watch it.
But yeah, stabbed her heel straight through the goblin's chest, and then kept pressure down on it as she was still fighting on the bar.
And then kicked him across the room.
Yeah.
Well, actually, not really kicked. I said I kicked, but she.
So how many people does she think she's murdered? She's not sure, but she's pretty sure.
As of now, I don't actually have a number. I have a number of the point. Give me 1 second. You entertain
1,
people.
2.
I thought you were going to just
3,
give me 1 second. I was going to
4,
fucking deck you.
5, 6, 7, 8. Slow.
I'm sorry. I'm going as fast as the
11.
book opens.
But hey, it's going through interesting lore that only dedicated fans apparently would get to know.
Yeah, we're going to open a lore fucking book.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lore book out one day, guys. It's on stream history right now. One day, when I'm like 40, 50 something.
Okay,
years
so
old,
by
we'll
the
have a book out.
time Rainn does something that's important that you know about, after
Sure.
she was with her old heist group,
Oh yeah, at that point.
she had killed approximately, to her knowledge, 11 people she visibly saw die in front of her. That were her direct fault.
Mm-hmm.
She does not know she's killed more people, like guards who died after the fact or something like that, or people who have been mugged after the fact and might have died because, you know, they had 3 HP and were bleeding on the street.
Do you have any... Are you one of those people who push off a cliff? I didn't kill you, I didn't see it, gravity did.
That is definitely something that she's
That's
done,
right.
and she's unsure if she count. She's one that she did count.
Well, I don't know if you're dead. Probably, but...
There's one of those that she counts as one of her kills because she shoved it and didn't realize that the fence was one of those like fences with spikes on, like iron rod fences, and just heard him go and just looked back at and went, oh man. She's like, that was worse than anything else I could have done to him.
That just makes me think of...
I mean, someone had to peel a guard off of an iron rod fence.
Only the Walking Dead fans can ever think of this, but there was a episode in like season 2 of The Walking Dead? After Herschel got fucking drunk, where the kid fell off the roof and his leg went through an iron bar, like fence.
Yeah.
And they ripped his leg. Oh god, his leg was destroyed.
Yeah, but imagine like from here across.
Oh, like he fell straight up.
Like shoved off onto the fence. So it'd be like middle or like a diagonal or whatever. Guy got shoved out, went and landed on it like perfectly.
Well, the cleanup process, they probably authorized magic for that. Just
Ooh,
that levitate spell.
Imagine finding that. Imagine how horrifying that was.
Oh, a child probably found it.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
She was stealing from some rich person, so probably. Because she shoved one of their guards out the window.
Can you say traumatized past?
Rainn has problems. Oh, for the kid, too. They might have a vendetta against
Yeah.
Rainn. But how would they know Rainn stole it until, like, way future on when Rainn admits all of her crimes in a public novel?
Well, maybe that was their favorite guard. Their favorite guard that...
It was going to take a long time for them to figure out Rainn did it until she actively admits to the crime.
They make it their life goal.
To find out who it is, and they're supposed to...
You killed my senpai.
Kicks them over into a iron fence. How to fail! I'd probably beat the crap out of them.
And that is how Rainn is going to die. Canon.
I highly doubt that would be how she's going to die, canon. She's the character I care about making her live forever more than I care about Bracket living forever. Because Bracket's the person who, if he lived forever, he'd just be sad.
Which is funny because I really want Bracket to live forever.
Well, canonically, he can live forever. His goddess is the goddess of light and time.
If you learn how to figure out how to make that work. See, I'm inept at scissors.
Okay, I just want him cutting them open for a minute because he clearly doesn't know how to do this. No, not the end of the scissors. Okay, people, we're going to talk about how to use scissors in a second.
Got it.
Fucking scissors. Okay.
What?
Sorry.
Okay, look it. It fucking bends my thumb. It's not meant for lefties.
Either way, if you try and cut here, it's not okay. Of course, I'm Mr. Perfect. See how I'm having trouble now? If you cut at the bottom of the stroke, it cuts straight through.
I'd like to say to the crowd that I taught him how to tie his shoes.
That is true, but I apparently had to teach Ryan how to fucking use scissors, so we're even now.
Use righty's scissors with a left-handed man.
You can do it. Let's do it this way. Oh my god, don't fucking... Oh, I see what's wrong.
On stream.
Wow, okay, I'll give you that. They did not have the same pressure. Wait, or I could do them really wrong, but you don't use them in the right direction. Oh, that would be really fun. Oh, no, I got to work.
You maniacal maniac.
It didn't work as well, I'll admit that, but I did get to work.
But yeah.
I used the scissors wrong.
You always have to admit your faults. We are all inept at something. Conlan's inept at using his hands for basic movement.
And emotions.
Ooh.
Well, there's a secret? I don't know how humans work, dude. It's a miracle I've had multiple long-term relationships.
You're good at analyzing things and understanding.
Yeah, but then humans make these fucking illogical fucking leaps. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But you handle
Arc characters. That's my character development we're working on.
Yeah, that's something to be determined throughout the years. The dice, we don't roll the dice on those things. Oh wow, I rolled a natural 1. Whew. Good thing I don't roll the dice on those things.
Fucking hell! One said, go fuck yourself, Ryan. Holy shit.
It's just one of my good dice.
I know. So, we were speaking about Rainn and how many people she killed. So at the time of a pivotal point of her life, which was about 3 years ago, I believe, and I should literally look it up. I had the fucking Word document open. This is a literal age. A year and a half ago. As of a year and a half ago, she's killed 11 people, but she's been a little kind of more, I don't know what the right word is, but like fast and loose with her trying not to kill people policy recently. Clearly with the goblin she fucking murdered. Like, we don't know he died, but I'm pretty sure he died.
stepped on him and crushed him with a long high heel.
Through his chest.
And then flung him across the room into a table where there's another fight going on.
Yes.
She might have not have been directly responsible for his murder, but she definitely sent him on his way.
Yeah. He definitely was talking to the gods on the way over.
I'm willing to make some bets. Anybody or any deals? Somebody want to save me, please?
I'll vow vengeance against her if it helps you out. Good catch. No, on purpose. Anyway, what flavor are those? I want to say what color are those, and that would be the most useless fucking question on earth.
Honestly?
You're not sure?
My entire life of eating, drinking, however you do fun freeze pops, I don't really think of them with flavors. I think of them as colors. Like, oh, that's green flavored. Oh, that's red flavored. That's blue flavored. That's how I've done freeze pops my entire life.
No comment.
I'm a kid inside. And I still embrace those characters.
How's green taste?
Green tastes fantastic.
Well, there's no more of those green ones. We're now down to yellow flavor, which actually does just taste like the yellow flavor. I think it's supposed to be banana.
Oh, it's yellow flavored.
Oh man, Brian, it's not that good. And these ones are lime. I don't like lime ice pops. That's much.
Yeah. So,
okay, back to...
Are we going to skip the ordering food section of the DisasterCast? One thing, McDonald's yesterday when I went there, they said they don't have chicken nuggets right now because of the pandemic.
What the fuck are they talking about? I got chicken nuggets like 2 days ago.
I tried to order them yesterday.
No, but I have a McDonald's cup sitting last night where I got McDonald's. I got McNuggets.
They said they told me they couldn't serve chicken because of the pandemic.
I got McDonald's yesterday and they gave me fucking McNuggets. I ordered them online.
So they lied to me.
Yeah, straight up. This is why I want to put rum in, but I have rum.
Okay, so
I'm gonna put whiskey in it instead.
McDonald's is full of lying shitbags. But their food's okay.
I just like nuggets and fries, man.
And hopefully, it'll actually be good. There's so many times where we order something from them, and then...
What is the fucking point of it? My food is cold from Friday today. Because they took so long to fucking hand it to us. It was done. It had been done. They just didn't hand it to us. I'm not salty at all.
Oh, I feel absolutely no salt coming from you whatsoever. It is zero salt.
Yeah, let's talk about Rainn some more. That makes me feel better. I like my original character, my OC.
Yeah, you know, the character that you didn't just be like, I don't know, he forgot everything. Brian, make up his backstory.
Hey, I am being really like Bracky. It's just...
I love how you started loving Brackett and then that campaign just stopped.
That's why I don't want to talk about it. It's annoying because I'm like, I just got his roleplay down finally. And then we stopped playing the damn character. So like right now, I'm really into Rainn's roleplay because it's almost like I've really got her figured out. It's like the last session where I couldn't do her accent because I was too stoned.
You were down that session. What do you want to drink?
I don't really need a drink, but I guess I'll have another Dr. Pepper with no ice. And I can put it in the fridge for tomorrow.
Continue about Rainn.
I was drinking, I apologize.
You're not allowed to, we're on stream.
Okay, I'll just die. That is an option. Oh, it might be too much.
48 Wildwood.
Hope everyone saw how much whiskey just went in there. Hope I all got more empty. So I enjoy playing Rainn. Obviously, we were talking about why I wanted the main campaign. That was our original, which is also the reason I like playing her. She's a lot like me. And my evil side, my side that I shouldn't let the world know about. In case anyone who doesn't know me well, even though I will never act on these intentions, I should preface that immediately, right?
Yes.
I have no intention to act or do anything that crazy, but there's moments my brain says, hey, you should go strangle that guy. And Rainn's kind of the person where like, she might. Me, I'm like, I won't do that type of self-control. Rainn has way less self-control.
So am I best friends with a sociopath or
Yes.
a psychopath?
Yes. I am
Both?
both.
Huh.
Because I don't understand human emotions, and I'm willing to kill them.
My life is interesting.
I won't hurt you, Brian. Just remember that. You're one of the ones I like.
Yeah, I know. I'm writing a journal, so one day if I get famous or something, it's an external hard drive. Maybe someone will see through that and just read through the story of my life. So back to Rainn being the dark part of me.
Well, she's a dark part of me, and like, part of me that is working through emotional. Fucking F. F in the chat. Ooh, that is way too much of that whiskey. It tastes good though, thank God. Oh, that would. Oh.
We gotta get through these ones.
No, you gotta get through those
Oh,
ones.
my phone just vibrated, but I'm not getting that up with that
You
again.
want me to cut these for you from now on? You just have to ask. Oh my God, you fucking did it. Goddamn bot. That just dripped on me. It pissed on me. God damn it. I hope if we get famous, there may be a montage of Brian struggling to open popsicles. It could be years long too, because it's you and you're just like, fuck.
I need a pair of lefty scissors. If anybody cares in the chat enough, send me a pair of lefty scissors. You probably know where I live if you're watching this.
That's impressive if you do. It takes a lot more work. You know where I live probably, because I've definitely almost showed my name on my address on stream
No, I'm
multiple
saying,
times.
if you're watching the stream, you're certainly probably know in
It's,
person.
not the creepiness.
No.
You can figure out where I live. It's not that hard. You just have to try.
The internet's an easy thing to understand if you want to understand it. I just want to understand it enough.
I know.
That's why I'm just like, Conlan, help me build my PC.
Yeah, back to Miss Rainn. She's also a little bit more about like my emotional problems and stuff that I have, and pent up issues I have and stuff with failures and crap like that.
Mm-hmm.
Bracket also has some of that. We just haven't unpacked it yet. Rainn's well unpacked it and then repacked it and said, no, I'm not dealing with this shit.
That tragic rogue backstory.
This is really tragic, guys.
Nobody ever writes a rogue who's just like, yeah,
That's what Paul's for.
That's what Paul intended to be, but you guys are making him so integral. I'm gonna have to write a big backstory for Paul. Unless I have already, I'm just fooling all you guys.
No, I want no backstory for Paul. We are his backstory.
He is a middle-aged man. He didn't do things in his life.
Oh, he just worked at the fishery and just threw fish all day.
What if he was a really evil person one day? 50 years is a long life.
Right. Maybe he was a bad person. I don't know. We don't know. And mid 50 years is not really life for someone during that time period.
Maybe Delson or Wind Whisper will learn a few things about Paul at dinner at Paul's. If you guys get there.
We're not getting there for like 2 sessions, Brian. That's its own session. That is, me and Vicky don't need to show the fuck up. Nothing's gonna get done to accomplish me and Vicky anything. We both know that as a fact. Except for us sitting there laughing our fucking asses off.
Yep. And then there's
That'll take a whole session.
And then there's a whole session where it's you, Vicky, and Costa like doing the stuff while they're over at dinner at Paul's.
Yeah, wow. We have. This is gonna be we're gonna have more sessions of this than Nat Disaster soon. We're at we're not halfway there. We're nearing halfway there. At our current rate, we have at least 5 more sessions in this day.
My anticipation for this heist campaign is it will take us to immediately 1 year since the main campaign ended, and then we'll start up soon after that. That's my
Current
prediction.
Yeah, my prediction was January we might restart. But now it's looking less and less like that since COVID got worse.
March or April.
No, since COVID got worse. Yeah, no, that's what I was hoping that people continue to not be stupid,
Okay,
but that didn't work out.
Let's be honest though, COVID getting worse hasn't affected that. It's how much you guys are just taking roleplay moments like day by day, hour by hour of the campaign that it's lasting significantly longer.
At this current rate, the campaign actually might be that many hours long to watch. Actually, no, it's longer probably.
Yeah, because there's a fucking 4-hour session, a 6-hour session of you guys fighting that took place in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes in game, 4 hours in real life.
That is true. That did happen. That was the thing that did happen.
But that was probably
great
a
session.
highlight of this heist so far in my mind.
It's one of our highlights, yeah, absolutely.
That was a really good fight all the way through.
I
And oh my god, that ending with Delson.
see 5 more sessions in this day. So at least 2 sessions will be to those 2 different events we're doing at that one time at night. We have to meet the Liberator. That's its own thing. We have the in-between going from here to getting to these 2 places, which will not happen next session probably.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the finishing of combat, especially because it'll be a short session this time. Finishing of combat and maybe leaving and sneaking out. That will then lead to that bits we have to do in the middle of the day, which I don't remember what it is at this point, because it's been so fucking long I have to rewatch what Kit Rainn's plan was 3 sessions ago.
Well, you have to... The things that you guys have left is you need to bring the...
Oh, it's the auto.
You have to bring the evidence that you found in the book to Otto. You don't have to do that tonight. You could do that tomorrow, but you can.
We have enough time to do it, as long as this doesn't take too much longer.
Mm-hmm. You also
It's
have
2 o'clock.
The Garnished Tusk to go to.
Yeah.
If you did want, as an option, if you did want to try to get or steal more invitations to the gala from the supposed person who makes them, you also have Normal Shop, which is still an option, but I will be very sad DM if you guys didn't go to Normal Shop.
I know, because that's your OC.
And it's a really cool thing I have planned at that shop.
Oh, that might be what we might go to Otto's and then Normal Shop, probably.
The same day, or do you think the next day?
If we have to see how long it takes to get Otto's. We have to see how long the rest of our current endeavor takes, because we did spend a lot longer in the library than we planned. Because it's like 4 o'clock now.
Oh, it's like 5-ish.
We might only have, what time does Andy have to meet up with?
Just sometime in the night.
Okay.
Didn't say any specific time, but Delson has to see the Liberator at midnight.
No, I know. That's 6 hours from when I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm doing time to go to Otto's and then split the party temporarily and meet back in the underground for like 11:30ish to then get to the Liberator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have a plan
And
then.
then
We're
you have
not seeing Normal Shop until the next morning. We'll see Normal Shop. Check out and see if we can get some more invitations just for funsies. That's that one which we don't need can be done later on.
Mm-hmm.
Then Andy has to leave for his date. And then it's prep for the thing and go. And then the actual gala itself will probably take, my guess, 6 sessions.
I have the mini already for what is the expected end game of the heist.
Okay, so we have 5 set.
I'm excited for that. For anybody who's watched our sessions long enough, you know how I, at the end of the Humblewood session, said, this is the closest I think I've ever been to, I will ever get to a TPK, and I got it the closest possible to a TPK ever, with 1 person alive, with 1 hit point, somehow that worked. But
Don't never underestimate Greg, man.
Of all the people that survived with that boss fight. But I don't intend for them to beat what I have planned at the end.
Which makes sense because it's a cash guardian. In theory, she will handle players way higher level than us.
I plan for them to use roguish wit to try to get what they need and get out alive. Because that is one side of Rogue that there is also needs to be played
Outside
on.
of trying to use
clever
wrong.
thieves.
You're right, it is. If you don't press on them in the right direction, they do not work.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I'm just bad at it. But that is one side I want you all to... That was necessary.
Huh?
I said that was necessary.
What? It was a little pointless.
No, that was necessary. You got the tone of that wrong. I was saying that was necessary.
Oh.
But, yeah. I want to see that side of all of you guys with your rogues. you being the mastermind.
That's the point of Rainn's entire
that
character.
you are.
I have a plan, Brian. You're acting like I have to see what we see to really like cement my plan.
Mm-hmm.
I have to walk in there and see the room.
There has to be
But I have a vague idea what I want.
For anybody who hasn't seen it yet, watch Rick and Morty season 4 episode 3, I think it was, or 2, one of those episodes with the heist episode. Have you watched any of season 4 yet?
No, I've not.
After we finish this, we are watching some Rick and Morty because I need to show you that heist episode. It is fucking hilarious. There's a whole episode based on a heist, which might give some inspiration. You can't duplicate what Rick and Morty do in that episode, but it is just hilarious for the tropes of heists. And I want to see some of those. I want to see the blueprint plan laid out and be like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna break into here. We're gonna do that.
Oh, there would be very little blueprint plans. It'll be Rainn speaking out loud and hoping that everyone else retains it, and only Delson retaining it.
And Andy just be like, little butterfly.
And like picking up like a vase in the corner. Andy, how did you even find a vase in my home?
It was just around, and then Wind Whisper just burning the house down. Whatever. But also, that's one thing. That has to be itching in the back of Rainn's mind too. Okay, so Wind Whisper has a elemental evil that he is doing a side quest for in the background of my heist.
That's why she says it's going to bite me in the ass. That's literally what she said to him. She's like, I better not die because of this. That's what she said to him. And he goes, and she's like, not the answer I want at all.
I need a guarantee here. Because he is scheduled to get those and throw them down below the castle the day of the gala.
Thousands of elementals rip the fucking bucket.
No specific time, but...
That's all we cover our traces is all elementals in the fucking lake lose their shit. It's our daggers and you're like, they ain't gonna care about us anymore.
Yeah, a lot of other things to worry about.
Now people just stole a bunch of stuff.
I mean, yeah, you could ride off of whatever chaos might unfold, whether caused by yourselves or otherwise happening. Yeah, but his original plan is not his plan anymore.
I'd hope so, because it was a very terrible plan. It was doable,
I'm
but
not
terrible
gonna say
for
it in
start.
case he does end up doing it. But if we get if we get past that point and it doesn't happen, then maybe in the future DisasterCast we'll talk about maybe with Nat at some point too.
Then we'll talk about why it was a bad plan. Both reasons he realized it, and other reasons.
Do you want to take a quick commercial break so I can go to the bathroom? And then
Sure,
our
I need
food
to pee
will
as
also
well.
be on the way. So anybody who's watching, we'll be back in probably like 10 minutes or so, 10-15.
I need to actually go on OBS to make sure this is working.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah, it probably actually won't be the full 15. It'll probably be 5 minutes, because it's just me and you peeing.
High expectation. Promise high, but just set it, go!
No, I hit the wrong button.
Oh.
It's in a different place than my other. Oh, you're ready now. We got back to him still struggling. You're gonna drop that. It's gonna be kind of fun. It'll be really funny. Okay.
This is. I've talked about this a lot in my life, but that's why I use my teeth to open things a lot more often. It's so much more reliable than trying righty scissors.
The scissors are
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
By the way, I ruined those scissors. That's probably the reason only I know how to use them. I cut through like rubber hose. Like, these scissors have been through more than any scissor deserves to go through.
Should have been replaced long ago.
There's a reason they're in the toolbox, not inside the house. There's a good purpose for scissors inside the house.
So D&D.
So D&D. We were talking about why I wanted to play Rainn in the main campaign. There's the element where she is an analog for some of my issues, and an analog for some of my mental states. Now, I would like to react to situations, but she can because she's a fantasy character. And overall, her killing a random dude does not affect the story or plot that much, as long as she doesn't get caught.
It also allows you to kill without actually having to deal with the repercussions of being killing somebody.
As long as it's okay and allowed at the moment, or even if it's not allowed at the moment, it doesn't be seen by the guard because there's no such thing as DNA or fingerprints yet.
It's were you there?
And you're able to easily pay people to say, nah, they weren't.
But hey, one thing you're actually not realizing. Paladins learn the spell Zone of Truth for a reason.
I understand.
Alright, now you're going to tell me all the truth right now.
Well,
And you have to, you cannot deliberately tell a lie. You can sit there and pout and not say anything. But nothing that comes out of your mouth can be a lie.
yeah, you just don't tell them all the information.
Mm-hmm.
You tell them all the things that are true. And just fucking go around the bits that aren't.
Hate people like you. I
That's
wasn't
what I
lying. I found a loophole.
Yeah, that's Rainn every day of the week. I wasn't lying. I found it.
I found my way around the truth. I didn't lie, but I didn't tell the truth either.
The gods who made the truth looking at, glaring at her. She's like, I got through your thing. This is on you more than me. You made an inherent flaw in the system.
You guys could have made it so we had to literally spew out what they were telling us. You said, you made the spell, you can't deliberately tell a lie.
Yeah.
I can work with that.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, man. You just don't say things. You're not lying. You're omitting the truth, which isn't lying. Omitting the truth is never lying.
Lying by omission is worse than fucking lying.
Yeah, it is. It is way worse, but it's allowed based on the rules.
Oh my god.
That's why when Rainn said, "I don't think so," when she said what other issues has was.
Yeah, the thing is that in case people didn't realize it, every time you go to this under Zista, you have to go through a zone of truth with those key questions. That was actually some cool parts that I actually enjoyed having into our sessions.
Dawson being like, we're going to keep this quiet. We're going to pay off a fucking person every time we enter.
Please don't say my name to anybody.
And you have to say like a whole bunch of different people, and then pay them off and be like, please keep that to yourself.
In reality, that is why Delson became a rogue vigilante. You need to pay people not to tell them my secret identity. That's where his level 1 rogue came from. I recently went back and watched some of our early sessions in the main campaign. I watched the ones with the Sub-City Ravens. Those were some fun sessions I liked. The travel from the Driss down to Nyra's Grove.
Yeah.
It's an interesting area when you guys hung out with the band. Jaspel was a fun character to create, along with Clea and Zane, but I can't wait for them to come back to relevance.
Well, one day.
You did see them,
I'm well aware
and then they were shouted out before your fight.
Yep. I'm well aware that Rainn heard that, but she doesn't know that. She may have heard the name before, but she doesn't know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
The most she knows is they're a band. And she more figured that out from context clues than she did from knowing it's a bed.
Talia was so fun. I loved. Sorry. Brain freeze. Okay, on stream, brain freeze. I loved Kalia because I loved how you guys interacted with Fizzy. You and Bracken and Knock just both having a crush on this girl.
Instantly.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference is, Knock was going to do nothing about that crush. When he got to that stage, she was like,
I didn't think I was going to get this far.
I had not planned this far ahead. Bracken's like, let's fuck. Also, Bracken's 38. Even though, like, it's probably not unusual in this time period for an older man to be into a younger girl.
She looked about, like, 26 or so.
Not totally inappropriate. Also, Bracken lost 10 years of his life, so yeah, naturally he's like 28. There's a whole block missing.
He missed 20-something years of his life? You mean he missed... He doesn't remember any of it.
Yeah, so he has no character development. So actually, he thinks he's like 18, so he thinks he's fucking swinging up.
Such a weird character, but yeah, they will have more relevance.
Also, he's pretty, so like...
I did write... They were early game for a reason.
Yeah, no, they're important in the entire long-term story, especially because fucking had
just...
Jeremiah's sisters in them, so like, yeah, and clearly Jeremiah is supposed to be important for the long-term campaign implications.
Jeremiah!
Jeremiah!
It's just like the name Jebediah. Why did you name Jebediah?
No one's named Jebediah.
That whole thing was boring.
Continuing why I want to play Rainn in the main campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I want her to interact, even though we can talk about this, that Kyron will hate Rainn. Because Rainn is self-righteous. She knows she's right. And she usually is correct. And it'll just make Kyron angry every time she's right.
So it's basically you with all your actual facts knowledge with Asia every time you prove
it. Would be so what happens in real life when she just gets annoyed and says, I'm leaving, and walks away. I'm like, that's your choice, but I'm still correct. My correctness has not gone away since you walked away.
Just because you're mad doesn't suddenly make me wrong.
Oh man, we got this thing so fucking covered in stuff, it doesn't come anymore. We might have
I'm just drinking this at this point.
Yeah. The last two are going to be really sad.
So
they're just liquid.
So it's funny how we have a literal broadcast where we're like, yeah, we're going to eat all these cupcakes, and we don't. And then on the side we're like, I guess we're eating the rest of the freeze pops.
Yeah, but eating freeze pops is really easy compared to cupcakes. They fill and expand your stomach. These are water. We're just going to have to piss a whole bunch later. You're being not like the lime ones, aren't you?
The light green one is a...
Lime. The flavor is lime, and Bryan doesn't seem to like lime that much. You must do a shot of tequila before you eat one of those.
There is a reason why the end of the package is just the limes, the light green and the yellows.
I don't know what flavor this is.
Probably banana. Does it say in the box?
No, because these ice pops aren't from this box. These ice pops are from a different box. I just refilled this box because it was easier than the bag it was in. It was one of those like bags. I was like, that's just gonna fall everywhere in the freezer, so I just dumped it in this already. There was one or two of the ones that we've eaten that were from this original box. Like the grape one was from this box. Okay. These ones are from that little package.
By the way, there is...
It's like a tropical one, so I'm assuming this is banana.
There is something off stream I need to discuss with you of something in Rainn's backstory.
Ooh, okay. That's excited.
Look at that excitement. This is the whole point of being a DM.
Okay, the other bit of the thing is I get excited every bit of information that I learn that can go more relevant towards Rainn's story all the time. I'm always excited about it.
See, and this is the glory of D&D. For the no people who are probably watching us right now, but maybe will watch us in the future, the whole point of D&D is to find a way to process things you're going through, and also have fucking fun in a fantasy world that you'll never actually be able to exist in.
This is just helping me write story. Because I'm not a good
it's
story writer.
It's so encapsulating, just getting into this stuff and and working with it in a really fun way.
I still can't tell if this is banana. I've had 5 of these.
Nat 20, but 9 and 4 as well. But
I will reiterate, I still can't tell if this is banana. I've eaten, in total, I've had like 30 of them.
What else could a yellow be?
Lime. But I can't tell if it's lime or banana. It tastes exactly in between. If it's banana lime, I'm fucking killing myself with the scissors.
Okay. Quickly side noting, Conlan and I have at one time.
You're already having the last one. You tell me what the fuck flavor that is.
Conlan and I have at one time rolled an obscene amount of d20s to try to figure out what were the most commonly rolled numbers. On a d20, 14 is the most commonly rolled number. We don't know why.
That's 9 and like 16.
We don't know why, but it's even been proven here. Right when we went off stream, I rolled 6 die and 3 of them were 14. I just rolled 6 die again and 2 of them are 14.
None of them, the rest of them are repeating.
Okay, anybody who actually watches this, try it out. Let us know what your most popular.
Has to be physical dice.
Yeah. Didn't have.
Because it does not happen with dice rollers, they're truly random.
But Nat 1 is also way more common than a Nat 20, which was sad. It's sad that the worst possible outcome is 14 again. 14 again! Double 14.
Yeah. Yeah. This happens all the time. It's weird. We were impaired.
We were doing it for like 3 hours and just
it was an unhealthily long amount of time.
We had a stupid amount of energy at like midnight on one weekend, and we're like, well, let's do some math and experiment.
Well, we were just rolling dice and we were having fun. We kept noticing some patterns, but we need to start writing these patterns down. Or else us who were impaired at the time can't actually track them.
14 and then 16, 16, 16.
Yeah, that's when I said it was coming.
Yeah.
See, you actually can predict that, which actually means that you actually roll high more likely than roll low. We learned too.
Because if 14 is the most commonly rolled number,
then 16 and 9 are the next two, I believe, is what we figured out.
With modifiers, it's pretty good.
Yeah, you're probably gonna hit if it's rolled a hit.
It depends on who you're hitting.
And what your modifiers are.
Full plate armor. Okay, so you remember those fully placed plate armed things in the Underzista that was behind that tiefling? Let me pull it up really quickly.
This is green apple.
You think?
This is not lime.
You think? Now that it's gotten down to this, just basically.
No! I did not eat this one. The unknown flavor that I can't figure out. This is on you to figure out this flavor. Because it doesn't taste like yellow. It
doesn't taste like yellow. It just.
This one tasted like yellow. That tastes different, and I can't figure it out.
Oh, I need to find
this one's fake banana.
Fake banana?
Oh no, this one's the mango. This might be mango banana.
Where the fuck is it? I want to know its AC. Hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna keep talking.
Entertain the masses. I need to find what the AC is.
So the reasons I want to play Rainn in game is our combat would be fun for our group, who is a nice mix of long and short range attackers. So Rainn would work very well into that because she can do both. I want her to meet more people who every time probably underestimate her as just the criminal. Who will probably eventually, especially if she's with that group of people, being the smartest one with them, would be the leader so quickly. And like, oh, and you're a criminal. And she's like, I'm the one in charge. I'm
the one who planned all of this.
You insult me. He's like, what are you gonna do about it? She's like, I could kill you. And they're like, huh, yeah, right. She comes out with a sword and a shield. I'm like, okay. Rages, and the guy's like, dicks.
Just confuses the hell out of everyone. Nobody expects what comes from Rainn.
Well, that's what's fun. That's the point of her as a character. She seems like just that hot girl that you don't have to pay attention to. Because that's kind of how she is in terms of looks and stuff. But, and she looks like a criminal. Like, if she walks into a room, you'd be like, she's probably a criminal.
Quick, this...
They can't see that.
Is what they look like.
Oh, okay.
That is what they look like. They are full plate armor, giant shield. And
We're gonna need to wipe this table off because we have so much fucking like.
they had an AC of 20 with that shield.
Nice.
They are really powerful. They can attack with the shield.
Good.
And they can add AC for other people who are their allies.
Nice.
So if you get some bastions to be on your fucking side.
So Bastions and
just
Paladins.
rolls up with a squad. Bastions versus Paladins.
No, Bastions and Paladins. I'm gonna have them be my shield wall and my Paladins stand behind. And just shield of faith them all, and they're just like. And Bracken's just walking, he's like, what? Hit the bitch!
Bastions are like the Undercity's version of the Paladins above ground. That'd be a really interesting concept if there ever was like a full-on war. Again, there was a war in the past.
Yeah.
There's this Italian lore, but a full-on war between
And
the
they had to
Paladins
work
and
together.
the Paladins.
Oh, verse them? That'd be interesting. It'd be more interesting to force the two of them who don't want to work together at all to work together.
Isn't that a common theme used in sci-fi and high fantasy?
Yeah. I'm feeling it might become prevalent based on the colloquialism that might happen in, well, Lego City. Did you hear me say Lego City instead of this?
I did hear you say Lego City.
We have to go to the Lego helicopter and say. It's my favorite dumb meme. There's a man drowning in Lego City. Build the Legos and rescue Chopper and save him. You're like, I feel like you'd be dead already if I have to build a helicopter.
You expect me to build a helicopter before that man drowns?
I'm highly doubtful, even with my Lego skill. Flipping pages does take time.
There's instructions to read.
How about a lifeguard? Why not the Lego City lifeguard stand? That would be much faster to save it.
Mm-hmm. Does it come with its own lifeguard?
I'd hope so. Usually minifigures are included. You have to tell me what flavor that fucking thing is.
I think it is banana. It's just like bad banana.
It's like the weakest
Either
banana.
that or like pineapple. Is it pineapple?
Ooh, it could be pineapple. If it is, it's the weakest pineapple flavor ever.
I think it's actually pineapple.
That's why I couldn't figure it out. Because I thought it was lemon. Because it's more acidic, right?
The big reveal, everyone.
It's pineapple. It was from a tropical set, so I'm not surprised.
You should have led with that.
Oh, whoops.
That would have helped.
Go to the over there. Ow, it hurt my nose.
Can that be our thumbnail?
Okay.
That's the image of this video.
We have to find that. That's gonna take time. That's
all worth it for that meme right there, Mark.
This is our longest podcast. We
Mark's
got
gotta
like
see
3 hours.
that. And we have food 2 minutes away. We can see how McDonald's did.
Yeah, so we're still keep going. I want Rainn to. I still remember our trend.
This is like watered down pineapple now.
Yeah, it's not very good.
It's just the juices now.
I want Rainn to interact with Jinrash, the alcoholic, as her person who struggles with substance abuse required her life, and him clearly someone who hasn't gotten over it.
Our food is here. I'll give her, but as all good people in the pandemic should do, give her a few minutes to deliver the food.
Yep. I want to interact with Nock, because I think that'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nock will try to fucking solve Rainn. Oof, man, that's a lot to unpack, girl. You're ready for it.
Nock will try to unpack everyone's shit before her own.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's why it'd be fun to try and unpack Rainn. Because I'd be like, I have a feeling you're working through other stuff that would be much faster. And Nock would just be like, or not.
Nock's dealing with, I have to be the ambassador for my own tribe. But oh, girl, you got a lot of shit to work on.
And then, yeah. It'd be funny, the interaction with Oliver. I just want to have the argument. We have to get Andrew really into role play. Because it'll just be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has to be a real argument. I will have vile behind my words. I'm going to have to tell Andrew beforehand.
Andrew,
I have
I
nothing.
mean nothing I'm about to say to you.
But Rainn's going to be very mean.
We're going to have to turn the mics down for a little bit.
And I want to be in person so that way Andrew can look me in the eyes and he can laugh as I go out.
I can't wait to just see Asia's face. She'll be on her phone, and then she'll just be like,
"You fucking left me!" And Andrew's
she
like,
just turns up for her phone. Wait, what?
He's like, "I thought you were dead." Well, I wasn't. It'll be so fun.
I love that you're saying this as our Uber driver is dropping her phone off, so she probably is just hearing through the doors.
I'm sorry to our Uber driver.
I thought you were dead!
I'm sorry to our Uber driver. We're talking about D&D and voice acting.
No, he's murdering someone. Help.
It wasn't your voice. There's some woman who doesn't exist voice. I want Rainn, the director of not to try and unpack her and Rainn to be like, "Sweetie, no. I'll do my shit at my own time."
It's not your business.
And you don't have enough time to solve it all.
Believe me, I know. I'm fucked up.
I know, I'm fucked up. I don't have enough time to solve it all. I'll live forever.
Mood.
I wanted a director bracket for personal reasons. Also, it'd be funny for me to try and talk to myself as two very different people.
It's fun. I've done it multiple times on stream.
Mm-hmm.
My goal, my pipe dream, like how you have like headcanon of what you want the campaign. My headcanon at one point is for the Misfit Warriors, the Lucky
Oh no, that's in my headcanon too,
and
don't
the
worry.
Humblewood crew.
Oh, that's in my
all
headcanon, don't worry. It's there.
And then you guys are just talking to yourselves, and me just sitting there just like, this is beautiful.
Greg doesn't have in Asia, which is be so fucking lost. He's one character.
Talking to people who have 3 or 4. Yeah. Andrew would have 3, and Andrew would have Jax, Oliver, and Delson.
No, everyone has 3 except for Asia.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking about everyone else. Then you will have Rainn, Greg, and Bracken.
I think Greg doesn't talk a lot.
Vicky will have Nock, Andy, and Lemon. Brian will have Briar, Jinrash, and Serenity. Callum will have Naresh,
Unknown character.
Wind Whisper, an unknown character. I will be Vane. And then
Asia will
be like
there.
Oh my god.
Kyron's just gonna be like, "Stop it! I'm over this. Stop! You're all annoying the fuck out of me."
It won't be Kyron. That'll be straight Asia. Right there.
I know, but she's like, does Kyron say that? Yeah, sure. Does it get this done faster?
I'm gonna go grab food. It looks like it's here. Conlan, entertain the masses.
I shall. So I want to play Rainn because I want to interact with all those characters. Just, I think, based on how I've role-played the character, she's gonna be very interesting to role-play against our other characters and how they act. She's kind of different for them because she's true neutral, and most of the rest of our characters are good or neutral, neutral chaotic. As well as, I don't know, I want to play 2 characters. I think it'd be interesting and fun. I'm trying to think my other train of thought. Fucking lost it. The Brian's not here. As well as I don't know. She's gonna be fun. I enjoy her story. I want to continue to explore Rainn's story because I think it's fun, entertaining, and the rest of the world will find fun and entertaining, just like I find Brian's story that he writes fun and entertaining, which is why I want my story within his world and within his story to be revealed to the world because it'd be fun and entertaining.
McDonald's.
Ba 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 ba. I'm loving it. Might be.
There's one thing in life that doesn't change. It's the best, shittiest fast food.
Yep, that's agreeable. Why do they make cafe cups?
Because they ran out. Well, let's see. McDonald's. We're gonna give you another chance. Wait, you got an extra. Oh, no. looking at your other one.
She's at the wrong go.
So continued. I heard good things about things I wrote. Continue complimenting and inflating my ego.
Oh, that's one of the biggest reasons I want to learn Rainn's story within your story. Because she could be more important, she could be less important, she could fucking die next week. We don't know. I hope not, because I think Rainn's a fun character, and I think you enjoy her as a character and enjoy what you can do with her as a character as a DM. That's why information that he knows is that, well, he knows everything as a DM, but so he knows the whole backstory. But with that information, he has a whole slew of fun shit he can do.
See, my favorite thing about being a DM is because contrary to many people in society, I don't get mad at episodes that weren't as enjoyable. I like filler episodes, and I also
every episode of the Heist campaign's a filler episode.
And I also like things that that were very unexpected and convoluted and stuff like that. So some people don't like the most recent couple seasons of Doctor Who, and I love it just for the simple fact that I love Doctor Who, and
I like watching the Doctor react to things. It makes me so happy.
It just all the new as long as there's new adventures happening in there, I just love that show. And seeing 13's reactions to everything is just hilarious. But that's beside the point. That is why I like being a DM. I have my headcanon, I see where things are going, and then I'm just like, okay,
well, they're going a
different turn. Side note, my campaign with has London, our XX Pulp, who does our artwork. And a few of my other friends that we do off of the stream.
No, that's the ultimate dream, to get all of us in the same fucking room.
See, they ended up,
we do a round table. We do.
I did Humblewood with them. Different version. And I actually got to playtest a lot of the homebrew stuff with them that I ended up doing a stream here. But after all of the side quest bullshit, and the second side quest bullshit after the side quest bullshits that we did on stream, they actually had an NPC who died, so they actually continued to try to find a way to resurrect him with the reincarnate spell. And after they finally did all of that, and the Warlock went through a little arc that went through this old spin, they finally got back to the module, the actual written campaign and what's going on. And the next day, they were going to go, but they decided to let their teammate heal up. So they wanted a day's worth of content of bullshit I had to just come up with. I vaguely planned for it, but I had to just make it up a lot more juicy. And now they're here doing another side quest within the city. The Humblewood campaign's fun. Everybody should try it. I hope the people who did actually watch it when we put on the stream now did like the content we put out. But yeah, they went. They were a pure example of what I was just talking about. I was, planning to take it down the way the module went, and then just unfolds in a different direction. And that little bit of chaos is fun to watch, especially as somebody who likes writing. I like just seeing these stories go off in directions that you don't expect.
With them becoming winemakers?
Yeah, they also, they didn't burn down the sugar yet.
We're also not Bryan.
They killed the beast, didn't go down the hole, and ended up coming back and decided they wanted to, they bought the deed. So they owned the house, and they're like, oh, well, let's start a winery business.
Look, that wasn't one of the options.
I guess I need to know how a winery works now.
These fries are cold.
McDonald's. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Be better.
Once you're done with your train of thought.
I'll probably end up heating them up a little bit. Same with the chicken too. It's already getting kind of cold. So McDonald's, you have failed us. We'll eat you later when we are watching Rick and Morty.
So to finish off, you done with your train of thought?
Mm-hmm. We can probably finish the podcast coming up shortly after this talk.
I want you had been original when we started off. You asked me a couple questions about Rainn.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any more?
Questions about Rainn, like.
Yeah. As a DM, my brain towards her and stuff like that, because you had questions similar to that when we first started, before we diverged, because us.
Hold on.
remember you had a question about her. Or 2 questions, and we'd answered. And I was like, oh, I like this. I just remember being like, yes.
Binder.
We try to see something without showing it to me. Trying to be all secretive. I'm sitting next to him, so I can just be like, what? Well, I'm not that rude, because I don't believe in metagaming. Even though, like, I do metagame sometimes by accident.
Sorry, this is somebody created with, just wanted you to know, that when you, one distinct friend that you do remember having, you know how children have, like, an older role model?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who just, like, is slightly older than them, they kind
But
of
just stuck in their brain. My friend Elise.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you it is.
You know it was a pink tiefling to Rainn growing up.
Okay.
You just called her your friend.
It sounds like Rainn. Rainn is apparently really bad about names.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know who her last name is.
You were young, you didn't know how much older she was. She was still a kid, but one of those that was like, okay, you're a slightly older kid than me.
Yeah, but this kid probably knew Rainn between the time she was like 3 and 4.5, so like, wasn't that hard being older kid when you have that young, just past being toddler, where you're like, I can kind of communicate with other children now.
My friend.
Yeah. Okay, I think Rainn was a little more advanced than that, but yeah.
But she's probably friends with Rainn growing up as like baby too.
Yeah, but Rainn doesn't remember that bit as much, right? Because none of us fucking did.
Yeah. Which is a whole other phenomenon that blows my mind.
Whether we had a whole part of our lives that we have no clue remember any bit of it.
Yeah, like, weren't our brains supposed to be the most absorbing at that time in our life?
They were, but they only
absorbed it. Where the fuck did we store it?
Long-term memories.
We should unlock more parts of our brain.
If only.
That's one thing I had there that I wanted to just let you know. Okay. That's a key thing I decided as part of your back. Finally, I put something into your backstory.
Well, that's fine. You have tons of things you can put in my backstory. You have a whole host of things that I can't talk about on stream, but we can talk about in person that you get to add to my backstory. That Rainn vaguely might remember little tiny bits that you get to remind her by just either telling me in game, saying this reminds you of this, by like choosing whether if my passive perception's enough for it to be a history, like. What's her intelligence?
Passive history check.
Yeah, a passive history check, pretty much. So it exists, but Rainn has a very high intelligence, so she would probably get it.
Side note, I just rolled 6 more d20s. Nat 20, Nat 20, 18, 16, 14, 12.
Good roll, man.
That is satisfying also for the fact that I went 20, 18, 16, 14, 12. Increments of 2.
Makes you feel good inside?
Yeah. If I don't know if I'm ADD or ADHD or anything like that, but that is one thing I'm very much. I like things in like they go together.
I forgot about that.
But my last question for Rainn.
This will be how we finish off.
Yeah.
We don't tangent too far.
With getting into some place as big as Dai Hanada's, is she going to try to strictly just stick on the mission, or is there something where she would probably want to like get any higher class information, like upper class information?
Oh, you act like we're not going to work the party for a little while. She 100%. I have no clue what the rest of the group feels that was going to happen. Rainn 100% intends that about 2 hours of their time at that gala will be them working the party.
Okay.
Because A, she wants people to just not look at them like they're weirdos at the party.
It'll be pretty hard with some of the outfits.
Well, I know, but like just showing up at a party and then immediately just fucking appearing, that's suspicious as hell, especially when we stand out like we do. But if we talk and socialize and stuff, people will just think we're people. However the hell we got in there, be damned.
I'm gonna have to get on my pompous
Oh,
accents and all the upper city gossip about the Jeffersons.
They're not called the Jeffersons, but whatever.
Gotta have that like.
Oh man, I'm gonna hate us by the end of this session because I'm also speaking the highest, like the highest rich person accent I can manage for Rainn.
Vicky's just gonna be like, ha ha.
Auntie. I want to try.
We whisper, rah. Dude, what was it? Something Jenny's tea cup, whatever teacup. Crack Jenny's teacup or whatever.
Yeah.
All the people looking down. Strange.
Yes.
From what I heard of you, Paige Turner, you don't. You have a totally different persona. He is a pirate Kenku who's gonna be trying to be disguised as a studious Kenku.
Their plan was perfect. I just said it was a plan.
This is why.
That's why we're splitting up in groups too.
And this is why, and this is perfect, that his rogue who's heading it is a mastermind. Alright, I have limited resources to work with. How do we pull this off?
It is totally doable with our group. It's just the hard part will be transition from being on the party floor to getting away from the party and figuring out where the hell it is in the building, whether it be downstairs in the basement or upstairs in that armored room.
Mm-hmm. And also how to get in.
Well, yeah, we're gonna need to find out Nada. And there's like, I have a couple ideas of what to do. One of them is we have Serenity. She does have skills. We'll hope for those to be any bit useful. I have the Coin of Mind Penetration, which can be used as a backup plan.
Alright, Serenity, your goal for the day before the party is to sleep with somebody very important. Sleep with the die if possible.
No, just sleep with her during the party. She's gonna be like, die, Nana. Even from his fucking wife. I know! That's what makes it worse. We're gonna see how unfaithful this man is. Serenity might get kicked out of the party, and I have no problem with that.
At least she won't die by the cash guardian then.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
Oh my god. Oh,
we can cause other problems. I promise I can cause Serenity's death.
I just had a bad thought in my head. Oof.
It all depends on Diana's checks and how loyal he is to his wife. Which I don't know. I don't know if they have a problem. I probably should ask that to Otto. They have a rocky relationship?
I just rolled it too.
They have a rocky relationship.
I don't know, was that what I was rolling for?
I have no clue. I hope it was. Because that would be very helpful for me.
Here. One of these. Come on. One of these rolls will be for the relationship. I'm not telling you which one.
I'm one of the half of those are kind of low, Brian.
There is a natural 1. There is
And
a 2. There is a 6, an 8, a 17, and a 19.
Well, I'm gonna see what we can do. Fine, is she still loves him deeply. He's like, I'm over it. So he kind of just makes it in public, like, yeah, our relationship's perfectly fine.
I want some of that.
But then this succubus bitch comes up and he's like, oh, you know how to do special shit, come on.
Kama Sutra.
Yeah. He's like, I learned new things. What do you mean you do new things? Things that no one on Ty'Quorus even knows how to do. I'm in. Let's go. And then, hopefully Serenity can get what we need.
This is the equivalent of having a bard. A stereotypical bard in your campaign.
Yeah, the Disastrous.
Surprisingly, I haven't had to deal with that yet. Callum's bard is not like that at all, thankfully.
Bracket's more likely to sleep with someone than the bard is.
Yeah.
Bracket's trying to sleep with 3 people.
You remember that you with the fucking flower lady?
I could if I decide because I'm bad. Me, Conlan is bad at flirting. I don't know how I have relationships. I don't understand how it happens.
Yeah, he's engaged to somebody.
I am. I've had 2 extremely long-term relationships. No clue how I did it. Either of them.
Single.
And he's better at flirting.
Surprisingly, I'm actually charismatic, despite everything that I am. Get to know me.
But, as I was stating, Bracket had actually tried to flirt. Yeah, he could have slept with her probably. And also, everyone in the entire village would have been like, what the fuck?
All those fucking people just watching like,
Brackett is beautiful. That man is hot.
She has her own plot line too. I don't know if it's ever gonna get delved into.
Well, I think Brackett will come back to talk to her a couple times. I think it'll be one of those weird things where everyone's like, they're gonna sleep with each other. Brackett's like,
I just went to go lay out in the flower garden with her and talk. She's nice.
No, we're just friends. He's just like,
They're clearly sleeping
you
together.
have a chance at the hottest woman in like the whole kingdom. It's like, yeah, so?
And you're just talking to her? What?
Everyone loses their shit. He goes sleeps with Rainn and everyone's like, that's your wife. You picked her. She's like a... Oh, she's like a...
He
Okay.
wants to marry himself, which is funny. He puts half of himself into one of his characters and half of himself into
So
the
they
other
can
one.
solve their problems, so I
With
can
a
solve
child? That's so unhealthy.
No, before that. By saving the world. That's the only way I can solve my problems, I think. Well, you listened to me, so. You're fucking doomed. Well, that was egotistical, I'm sorry. You know you gotta unpack that. You have no clue how to unpack.
And with that, we will bring this episode.
You have no clue how to unpack that, do you? Bye, guys. I think I'm a broke Brian.
Thank you for coming. Please join us tomorrow around 7 p.m. for the next episode of Nat Disaster.
Where we'll get through another, 2 minutes of real world time.
We'll see where everything continues from there. Good night, guys.